Welcome back to episode 2 of In the Studio. I'll be hosting McKenna with...
Jordan May Roman.
There you go.
Thank you.
And today's episode will be talking about a little bit about Video 1 and upcoming registration, a little bit about our program, why you should join. So...
Yeah. Let's start with Parthiv.
What?
Come here, Parthiv.
Okay. All right, I'm coming.
So to give a basic rundown, basically Video 1 kind of just covers all the basics of video production. You learn a lot of basic editing skills like how to use the green screen, keyframing, and just basic editing continuity stuff. And you also learn how to build a story, narrative pieces, really just all of the standard information and skills that you need for.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's about it.
Yeah. Some might say.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's start with you, Parthiv.
Okay.
Let's hear a little bit from you. Why did you sign up for year 1?
Well, hold on, let him introduce himself. Give
Hi, guys.
Give us your name.
All right, yeah. I'm Parthiv. I'm a year 2 student. I'm currently a junior, and that's actually kind of about it for me.
Oh.
Okay, so now ask your question, Jordan.
Okay. Yeah. Why'd you sign up for year 1, Parthiv?
I've always really liked filming, and when I did the film classes previously, I'd enjoyed them a ton, and I was like, man, Tahoma High School seems to have this really cool film program, and what if I can join it? And so that's why I joined in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you go to Summit Trail?
Yeah, I did. Are
I'm
you
not
gonna judge me for it?
Yeah, I'd film with Miss Hone.
No. Wait, actually, you know what? I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And before that, in a
job.
different middle school, I was in another vid pro class, which honestly which the teacher was horrible. So yeah, I'm glad we got Mr. Hag. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, did you know? So that kind of answers this question. But like, what did you know coming into the program before entering Video 1?
Well, there's actually a bit to it. I did learn the basics on how to film shots and how to edit them. The stuff that we used was really, really basic. It was always just WeVideo and the school-assigned Chromebook laptop cameras.
Oh yeah.
Which so that was having to getting a step up from that was great.
Yeah, this reminds me of
for
my
sure.
middle school.
But yeah, we learned how to. But what we did was create what I remember was creating movie trailers and just small short narratives, especially silent films. And yeah, it was just kind of just really, really basic watered down stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of just got you into what this could be about. And so yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. WeVideo triggers a PTSD like a switch inside of me.
Especially the premium versions that they kept trying to get us to make, and the watermarks.
And what was the edit mentor? Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I went to Mapleview instead of Summit Trail, like you guys.
Oh, weirdo.
So we use cyber.
Because bros just gotta be
Yeah,
different.
it was like Cyber Edit or something. It was such a freaky program.
Ew, that sounds gross.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember before actually. In the middle school before that and before Summer Trail, I remember. Funny enough, it was actually weirdly more advanced because we actually got to use Premiere Pro, but there weren't.
Really?
Yeah, and that was kind of confusing why she decided that teaching Premiere Pro to a bunch of middle schoolers was gonna be the smartest idea, but I definitely was a real big step down when we had to work with WeVideo, but in the end it was still a fun experience. So I was like, I want to continue this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a good thing you mentioned. Premiere Pro is something that we use in this class. It's basically the industry standard editing. Well, one of them. There's so many editing softwares, but it's one of the industry standard video editing softwares that we use with Adobe. We use all Adobe stuff. Adobe is really nice.
And it's all free too,
Crisp
so
for video.
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about
Yeah.
paying for anything.
Well, it's not free for the public, but it is free for us because the school pays for it.
Yeah.
so
And our subscription lasts almost all of the summer too, so that's a plus for signing up
yeah.
for this class.
Um,
So now that you're no longer in first year, how does being a part of the second year compare to first year?
yeah.
It's
Like
it's been a really fun experience. We don't get to really learn much else after Video 1. It's a bit more self-directed, but that doesn't mean that I haven't learned anything at all. There's so much I've learned about the other camera equipment that we got. and just in general, like improving on what I already knew and putting that to the test with like actual things that we're giving to the school. And it also helps that we aren't given like a few weeks to like do assignments. I mean, we didn't have to do that for video one anyways.
Yeah.
But it's like nice to know that like we have like to have like a deadline in which we want to have like a good product in, and have like an entire timeline before that where we plan out, essentially kind of planning what it would be like to film like an actual, like maybe like a short film or something, like, or any kind of video that has us wanting to put like our 100% effort into. So that's definitely a step up.
Yeah.
And yeah, then like what I mentioned earlier with learning things, there's always the upperclassmen that we can learn from. There's always we can always ask the teachers for any help. They have tutorials posted in the Google Classroom if we want to learn more about the other camera equipment that we have. And just getting to like learn more about all the different equipments and figure out how to use them to their best ability to create the best product that we can is great to learn. And so yeah.
What would you say was the hardest thing that you had to jump from? Like the hardest part of jumping from first year to second year?
I think the hardest part would just kind of be the fact that like there's not really any like there's not that much of a safety net anymore, because you like before you could kind of like if you like were absent for a couple of days you could make that up and it wouldn't be that hard of an issue, and because like it wasn't as though like even though there is like a deadline obviously, and there is like a set deadline where if you don't get it turned in by then, yeah, no, you're not getting the grade. But it's not something that we had to like show to everybody else. It wasn't always something we had to show to everybody else, and it was stuff that like we could easily work on in our own time,
Yeah.
without having to worry about it. But with video 2, there's like now it's for the entire school to see, and even though I don't think there's ever really been much of a problem with like actually getting it done on time, even if sometimes your group, if you're like super unprepared, you might have to like stress a bit with the final edit and stuff. It's not that big of an it's still like there's just like that deadline that you want to make sure that you hit, and you want to make sure you have a good quality product by then, so that way you can like when you show it to people, they're not going to be groaning and then walking out of the classroom to use the bathroom conveniently while watching the announcements. So yeah.
Are you talking about yourself right now?
No.
Do you do
no,
that,
I'm not.
brother?
No.
So
Yeah, sure.
essentially like the structure of the class is very much different when it's like first year to second year or just advanced in general. Like you were saying, the first year is a lot more like classroom based, because video production really isn't like any other class in Tahoma.
It isn't. Not at all.
But first year is very much more like you get an assignment, you complete it by a deadline. But once you get to second year, it's really just you're creating either for announcements or for yourself. So the deadline aspect, or like, oh, I have this assignment or homework or whatever, it doesn't really apply to this class.
Yeah,
So
and
I
another big thing about
definitely-
announcements is once you miss the deadline, it's kind of too late, because these announcements are going out
Yeah.
weekly, and it's really important that they're
You
turned on time.
you don't miss the deadline.
You
Just
don't.
to make a quick clarification, that does not mean that your group is gonna have to make one every single week.
Yeah,
It's spaced out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have, between our 2 advanced periods, we have 6 announcement groups. And between those 6 announcement groups, we all switch every month, or rotate between who takes every Monday. So like my group will have, this Monday's announcements, and then now I won't have announcements again for another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So we have about 2 weeks off to like kind of do our own thing. And then once the month or 4 weeks before announcements hits is kind of when we start getting
Yeah,
the
it's a
ball
really good
rolling.
time to like plan out stuff.
Yeah.
And make sure you get that ready before you actually start filming. Because if you do, it's all light work. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have our last question for you, Parthiv. So obviously you were in video 1, now you're in video 2. So what made you take the class again?
Oh, well, it was kind of answered with like all the previous ones. I really enjoyed video 1, and I just liked the whole process in general. And it was something, and I felt like, and I knew for a fact that this was a class that is, like you guys said, it's not like any other class here. And then there's probably not going to be, and you go to the other schools, chances are you might not find a class as like dedicated to like, or as like creative as this one. There's so much to this class that is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
For sure.
And it's also just incredibly fun in general.
Yeah.
I always do look forward to going to video 2. And just and be a part of the process whether it comes to like creating announcements or creating like some like personal projects, it's always like an absolute blast to do it. And so yeah, that's why I chose. That's why I went to video 2. And yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
All right.
Thank you, Bartley.
All right. Great.
Yeah. So, yeah, video 1. The jump between video 1 and video 2 is very like, I'd say it's probably the biggest jump between, we have, first, second, third, fourth. The jump between video 2 and video 1 is probably the biggest, just because, like we were talking about, that like the deadline and the structure of the class changes so much that it's almost kind of like a shock.
Yeah.
You kind of come into, well, I mean, you're a video 2.
I mean,
know what I'm talking about.
I am definitely
Like-
video 2.
Like you come in and Mr. Hagg's like, well, just letting you know, like the structure and everything is different. And you're like, yeah, like, okay, I get that. And then
Yeah.
you come in and you're like, wow, like this
He
really
spends
is
a lot
different.
of time in the first week just making sure you know that it's going to be different. And it definitely is. Because first year, I mean, it's project-based learning, so he knows exactly what he wants you to know by the end of a week or something. Whereas now you have these projects and you just need to figure it out along the way, and he's not going to tell you how to do it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then also like, so the other part of it too is that this program is very much like advanced, is very much built off of if you want to be here. Like when, if in video 1, there's a lot of students we get that are just like, taking it for the credit.
Yeah.
But once you get into advanced, it's kind of, I would say it's slightly more selective into second year, because
It definitely is.
Mr. Hag towards the end of the year will kind of send out people like, hey, I think you would be a really good fit. And that's kind of just because we need people that want to be in this class, that want to create.
Yeah.
We need people that have that dedication, that commitment, to be able to show up and create.
And it's definitely a different classroom environment with all these people who want to be there.
For sure.
Because whereas if I could go to my English class, everyone is there just to get the credit done. Or most of them.
We've all been in those groups where we're like, oh my God, another group assignment. Like there's going to be like 3 people slacking off. I have to do the whole thing. But when in video production, it's all group work, and everybody who's in this class in advanced wants to be here. Like
Absolutely.
they've proven themselves to be here. So once we get into advanced and we start doing that announcement group work, it's like it's a lot nicer than any other group work type of class, because
definitely.
it's like everybody wants this.
Yeah. And so that leads us to someone
Our
else
our next guest,
who wants to be here.
Hi.
Andy. Andy, you want to introduce yourself to the fans,
sure.
to the audience?
I'm Andy. I'm a third-year video production student, and I'm a senior at Tahoma High School here.
Awesome.
Cool.
Hold the mic up.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I'm not going to be called out on that again, hopefully. But
Awesome is trademarked by Ryland.
Yeah,
just so you know.
trademarked. You can't say the 8 words.
awesome. I
sorry.
can't say that.
Yep.
We owe royalties. You say
Good
that.
kill. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let's get going.
So, how's the program experience been for you so far? And what would you say? Oh shoot! What skills have you learned so far that's really helped you in your film journey?
I mean, really, I came into this program wanting to really focus on camera work because I was really into photography after taking an amazing class at Mapleview Middle School.
Oh, yeah.
With
Jordan Barnett.
yep,
Someone
Jordan
chose
Barnett.
better.
That's him.
Miss Hone. I'm telling you, she was goated.
Okay, well,
Sure.
Mr. Barnett was my goat, okay? And he was the reason why I really got into film. He really introduced me to it through acting for film was the class. And I also took, I think it was something to do with photography. I forgot the class name, digital art something.
I think it was.
But it was a really interesting class. And we, day one, got our hands on cameras. And that's what really got me hooked. I really just liked camera work. So because of that, I really wanted to continue that and keep doing that. So I found video production here at the high school and kept doing it for a couple years. So
Nice.
yeah.
So through video 1, what would you say, through video 1 and up to the point where you are now, what's the most important new skill you've learned?
Well, I would say it's probably patience. Really,
That's a good answer.
yeah. Video production, there's a lot of patience that's involved, especially
Yeah.
through video 1, because in video 1 there's a lot of editing that's involved.
yeah.
You get a lot of like on-set work, but it's mostly editing. And I really wanted to get in the back, like this nice back room that we had. I would always sit right in the classroom and just be like, I want to go touch a camera. I want to go out and create something, but I can't. I got to sit behind my computer and edit whatever project I was working on. And eventually I got my chance, came back here and got to touch some cameras, got to use them, got to experiment, create, and I had some fun. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
And now I'm in video 2 and 3, advanced.
Video 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video 3. I'm enjoying myself because I get to experiment with a lot of different cameras now. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So video 1 is a lot more editing based, but that's mainly because like the key things that you're trying to learn is like special effects. We have a special effects unit, and then like the green screen, learning how to use that, and then learning the continuity. And really, I feel like everything else in film comes together once you know how to put the film together. Like after learning editing, you can be like, okay, like I know I need these camera angles, and once you learn like, okay, I need these camera angles, that's when you learn how to tell the story. So video 1 is very much editing based. You're going to be doing a lot of projects sometimes where you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm sick of this.
Oh god. Yeah.
But it really pays off. Like honestly, don't make that turn you away,
Yeah,
because
especially with the Hope project. That one's the best one.
there's a lot of editing, but don't make that turn you off, because if you want to continue into advanced and you get in, it's a big shift. You're not doing those assignments. You're not actively learning the basics anymore. So it's yeah. And then the other thing too is like the cameras are a little bit more limited in video 1, like you were saying. Like we a lot of our more advanced equipment, it's not like it's off limits, but typically is usually learned more in your second year. So you do get to play around with some cameras, but they're usually our basic level.
Okay. So, Andy, let's get back to you.
Yes.
Do you think would you say this class is just for people who want to become filmmakers?
Not at all. No. To be honest, I would say myself, I don't even want to be a filmmaker. What I want to do is use like film and media such as photography or videography as a way to create for, I would say, different kinds of media, like Instagram posts or just advertisements. That's really what I want to do. I want to make advertisements.
Social media.
Exactly. Yeah. So because of that, I'm learning those skills through this program. I like story making, but it's also a bit intensive, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot. And
does.
I don't like to do that all the time. And what I do like to do is just create and appeal to people through media, I guess is the best way to put it. And I'm learning that through video production right now. So yeah, I don't think, to be honest, if you want to screenwrite, if you want to do anything, you can learn that in video production. Like just communication even. You can learn that easily in video production. I came into this program really just not wanting to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I didn't like talking to anyone, but guess what? I talk to everyone now.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
kind of, I'm social, and that's good. So,
Yeah. All right, and then our last question here for you. How would you? We've already talked kind of about the big jump between first year and second year, but how would you say second year compares to third year? How does that jump look like?
Well, second year, you don't want to hear about second year from me probably, because I'm going to be honest, I spent my second year probably sitting in the back. I didn't really try to push myself forward, and I definitely regret that, because second year is really supposed to be a point where you are building connections, and you're trying to
Build confidence.
Confidence. You're trying to just grow better with the equipment that you have and try to learn. That's mostly what second year is, learning. And third year is mostly around kind of learning as well, but you're getting more in depth into it. You're learning a lot more. You're trying to perfect what you know so that you can teach it to more people, such as the new year twos, right? And try to help them out. That's mostly how I'm treating my third year is I want to teach people as much as I can, and I want to make sure I leave this place at least having an impact on the people that are going to be here when I'm gone.
Yeah, and definitely with that, year 3 is more mentoring to the newer students.
For sure.
Of course.
Because you've done a lot during your second year just to perfect your craft, and once you get to third year, we're all in the same class period.
Yeah.
So it's really important that you let the newer students know what you know and try to share that experience with them, so that like we can all continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm a third year too, so I can kind of speak on that jump. Definitely the biggest jump in the program would be from first year to second, but second to third is also a pretty big jump because you're kind of going from that underdog, underclassman type thing, and then now you're moving up into your third year in the program. Like you're moving into more of a leadership role, and you're kind of taking over like mentoring. Like, okay, this is how the program works. This is what we do for this. This is how you edit this, or these. This is the little tricks that I've learned that that sort of thing. But then also, like you said, like at the same time trying to like, focus in on your whatever your niche is, or like you were saying, like media, you start focusing more on like, how do I apply what I've been learning to what I want to do? Or if you're the type of person that's like, I don't want to do anything in film career wise, just, learning that hobby and like really just honing in your skills in that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, of course.
Always so nice to
Thank you guys.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty cool.
You looking forward to your third year jump?
I can't wait. It's gonna be really fun, and we'll see if I make it into third year. Yeah,
You're gonna make it.
I hope so. We'll see. It's all up to Mr. Hag, though.
Well,
Yeah.
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 Pretty much.
Okay. Our next guest.
Yeah. Let's get this guy in here.
Yeah. Next and final guest, we have Rylan. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. I'm I'm Rylan. I'm a fourth year in the video production program, and this is my second year as a Voc lead as well. Yeah, Mark and I own the word awesome, which I think is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But
Also,
We
Rylan-
unfortunately can't afford royalties on that word, so we just don't use it.
yeah, you can't.
just-
I can say
just
it.
don't use it. What grade are you in?
I am a senior.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So let's just go right into it. So, how did your video production journey start? Like, you're a fourth year, so clearly you've had some time with that.
My video production journey in the school started freshman year when I saw that I had video production on my class registration form for
Wow.
8th period. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I came in. I thought it was pretty cool.
Inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also started when I was like a little kid and I was making YouTube videos, which is where a lot of people in this class started.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
Yeah.
Not me though.
Because
Yeah.
Jordan's just different.
Yeah,
Jordan's
I'm
always gotta be
whimsical. I'm
different.
unique.
You're awesome.
Thank you. Can I say awesome? Can I say the A word now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I awesome?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay. So how will you? So we talked to Andy a little bit about how video production isn't just for people that want to go into the film program. But I mean, obviously, Andy still wants to use something with film. I know that you're somebody that doesn't necessarily want to go into the industry. So, what is this class? How's this class benefiting you? What skills can you learn, and how can you use those, not regarding to film?
A lot. There's a lot to learn. So yeah, that surprises a lot of people actually that I don't want to go into the industry, but that's never been my plan. But the skills that I've learned in this class, like leadership, teamwork, communication, things like that, have really infected every other area of my life in a good way.
Patience.
Yeah, patience. That's a big one.
Patience.
That's a really, really big one. Yeah. And I've kind of used that in every area of my life, with my family, with like my other activities, my other hobbies, other things that I do other than when I'm here at the school really late.
To do VidPro stuff.
Yeah,
Because live, laugh, love VidPro.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. One of the biggest things that I would say is like 1,000% project management is something that you kind of are just forced into with this class, especially with that announcements, like that tight schedule. It's like you have to learn project management skills, otherwise you're just like you're probably not going to do well in this class.
Time management is just so important, and it's definitely really nice that we can learn it in this controlled environment now in a class instead of years down the road and my job is at stake for it.
Yeah.
It really teaches you how to start being proactive.
I definitely think leadership is one of the most important skills that I've learned here.
For sure.
Like there's a leadership class. I've been in it for like 2 weeks, but the 4 years in VidPro that I've had, I've learned so much about actually leading a team and leading people. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to learn.
I mean, I know Andy was talking about it, like, I can kind of relate to it too. My first year coming in as a freshman, I was very shy, very quiet, and Andy was talking about his experience with that a little bit too. And
I'm really surprised.
thank you.
Yeah.
Um, and video production really is like, it's all about networking. It's all about creating those connections. And like, clearly here I am now hosting a podcast. I never would have thought that I was doing that freshman year. So this class also really just makes you come out of your shell. And then that kind of correlates with some of the leadership aspects of it too. It's creating your own leadership skills, your own like personality really to come out. And then also just those people there that are around you that have great leadership skills that make you feel comfortable enough to come out of your shell.
I was the exact same way in my intro class. I came in, I made one friend, and I had one friend for the entire first semester.
Yeah.
And then near the end of the first semester, I was like, maybe I should make another friend. I made one other friend. And then I had those 2 friends.
That's really cool.
For the semester.
Yeah. And then now look at us, we're all buddies.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Changed.
Now I have like at least 50 friends,
At
depending
least,
on how
yeah.
many people are in the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to advance, and then you're friends with everyone.
You literally everybody.
But you have to work for it.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So our next question. What would be your advice for all the upcoming students, for the incoming second years, but also the people watching this that are going to sign up for Video One?
Just create as much as you can. I think I relate to Andy on what he said about wasting second year a little bit, because I definitely kind of hid in the shadows of like my higher ups during my second year, and I didn't really try to jump out there and be a leader, and I didn't try to learn new things and push my comfort zone because I was afraid that I would fail. But that's kind of all second year is that you fail, and you will be a failure for your second year, and that's okay, right, Jordan?
Yeah. It's
awesome.
It can I say it?
Go ahead.
It's awesome to fail this entire year, because it just forces you to learn, and you look back on your failures and you just see what's wrong, see what you can do to fix it, and then you do it again, and you're gonna fail again, and then you just keep doing that, and eventually you're gonna produce a really nice product, and you're gonna be really happy with it just because of all that failure.
Yeah. I wish that I had failed a lot more during my second year, because then that failure spilled over more into my third year. But now we're getting to more advanced failures, so we're making progress.
There we go. Advanced failures. Just change, not advanced video production. Advanced failures.
Like a road mic.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That was I mean my second year, my very first film challenge I tried to do completely failed.
Oh, you reminded me of the Insomniacs last year, which was really fun. I think you've all have seen it. It's Kyle's house.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a great project. It was really fun to work with Mia and stuff, but definitely isn't a great film.
That was actually one of my favorite films from that whole festival.
Well,
I love that film. The writing was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
It was really funny. My film never even got finished because we got disqualified. It was definitely not the highlight of my second year in video production. But because of that failure, I we just did 60 hours not last weekend, but the weekend before. And I actually completed a video. And because of the failure from second year, I was able to learn a lot of things and know what to change for this time. So the second year definitely is kind of rocky sometimes, trying to find your way in advanced, but it kind of benefits you in a sense.
I definitely had my own failures during Insomniacs too, but I think the other failures that I had before that kind of led up to Insomniacs, so that was less of a failure for me.
Yeah.
Well, Insomniacs is always fun. So
Yeah.
And it's always a failure.
Obviously, all these failures, you still took 4 years of video production. So obviously there had to have been some sort of successes for you to want to keep doing this.
I just love failing. But the more that I fail, the more that I learn. And
Yeah.
then like I learn all kinds of things from failing second year, and then I don't repeat all the mistakes third year. And then the same thing happens fourth year. And obviously there's still a lot to learn, but being one of the unks in this program, I have definitely failed more times than a lot of people, like a lot of second years have even tried. And with that comes a lot of knowledge on how to fix things that went wrong and how to prevent them from going wrong in the first place.
Nice.
Yeah.
So all failures aside, What so you said you came in first year and it was kind of just given to you. You just kind of were like, yeah, it's on my schedule, so I guess I'll go to that class. So then you signed up for it again, and then a third time, and then a fourth time. So what happened in first year that made you keep going? Like you said, you were also really shy and quiet in that class. So what was the reasoning other than your massive failures?
I met a guy named Logan.
Uh,
And this Logan guy, he taught me a few things. And then he was like, if you don't take second year, I'm going to beat you up. So I took second year. And then after second year, he was like, yeah, you better take third year too. And I was like, don't worry, I will. But it was kind of like, you're right. It was on my schedule. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go. I did sign up for it, but I wasn't as enthusiastic about it as I am now. And going in, I learned more about like what the program is. I learned what it's like working in a team and making the film. And I made like my final film for my first year. I made with a group that Logan was in, and that was a lot of fun for me. And I actually really liked the product that came out of it. So I was like, I want to do more of this. And then I went in second year, and then I didn't put myself out there as much. But then going into third year, I did a lot more.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm really happy to hear that. It's really cool that you're fourth year, and I'm in the same class as you.
If you continue to like put yourself out there like you are by like volunteering to do this podcast and
Yeah.
doing all the other film challenges, did you volunteer?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You could definitely like be better than me and the other fourth years in the program if you just continue to push yourself.
Yeah.
I guess I can't speak for the other fourth years, but definitely me, because
That's-
my second year I coasted
Yeah.
until the end, and then the end I was like, okay, I need to pick it up.
That's nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Jordan, you're the A word.
Thank you.
You're gonna be an unk one day,
Thank
and I'm
you.
gonna
I-
laugh at you.
It's okay. I still got a couple more years.
And if you don't take this class next year, I will beat you up.
There you go.
Thank you.
There's your motivation.
You're welcome.
All right. So on that note, if you don't sign up for video one, Rylan will beat you up.
Yep.
So you should.
Sign up for video one.
Okay. Thank you, Rylan. Those are all of our
First, do you want this?
questions for today. Just take it with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Put it in your
Later to
pocket.
homies.
All right. Well, we actually are not going to beat you up. Sad enough. But you should still consider, signing up for Video One. Registration's right around the corner, and we hope to see you here. It's open to all grades. So we have freshman, sophomore Video One,
Yep.
and we also have a separate class that is junior, senior Video One. So, what?
What? Yeah.
So yeah. So
Sign up.
you should. Yeah.
I want to see you here next year, and that'll be really cool if you're here next year. Yep.
It would be.
It really
Those
would.
are some great inspirational words.
Just sign
Jordan.
up.
Thank you.
You're not going to regret it. This class is amazing. You're going to have so much fun, especially if you continue on through the program and get into advanced years like year 2 or 3. It's
Yeah.
just so much fun. You sign up.
And I mean, so many of us that you've seen on this podcast today, including myself and maybe Jordan, I don't know, have been wanting to pursue film. I have been interested in film since middle school, and Parthiv has talked about that. I've definitely taken film in middle school. But like, there's still people that come into this program. There's some people even in my announcement group that are second years now that said that they truthfully didn't even want to take second year. They didn't even want to be in this class. I
Yeah.
mean, Ryland said that he, just signed up for it for the credit and kind of was just like, whatever. Once you get in this class, like, some people really take a liking to it. So even if it's
Mhm.
something that you're just like, yeah, like, I just need the credit, or it seems like the most fun CT class I can take, you never know. You might come out of it being like, dang.
Yeah.
I love film.
You're not going to regret it if you sign up. Just sign up.
Yeah, just do it. Check
Sign
it
up
out.
for me. Or Ryland's going to beat you up. Don't forget that.
Ryland's gonna beat you up. All right, I think
That's all.
that's
All
the
right.
end of today's episode. So
See-
thanks for tuning in to our 30-minute long yap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always appreciate the app sessions.
We
See you
gotta do
next
the-
time.
We gotta do the